Bernie. Welcome to Breakroom Mom.
Hi, how are you? Thank you so much for having me.
Oh my gosh, we're excited that you're here. I'm so excited to chat with you today. Tons of good stuff, my friend. Tons of good stuff. Bernie, the coverage on you, my friend, we're talking New York Post, Today, The Times, all for the Mommune that you have established with your best friend, who is another single mom with a child living in New York City. Yeah. So awesome.
It was really unexpected. Like, to be honest, we thought it was really cool what we were doing, but we were kind of just like nerding out in our own little world. Like, look at this way we hacked mom life, So it really caught us by surprise, but obviously like the best surprise to have so much support and so much like interest and genuine like fans. It's really an amazing community we've started to build. So,
oh my gosh. Yay. And for those who do not know what a Mommune is, I would love for you in your own words just to describe what the word means.
Yeah, I do want to say I did not invent the word. Like, I actually found it in my mad research. But the idea, it comes from like, it's like a combination of like mom and commune. And so like, as you know, a lot of us know, commune is like this cooperative living situation, right? It's not transactional. It's like everybody brings different strengths to the community. And so it's moms that do commune. And so there are two things about this. One, it's like specifically for mothers. And because the Mommune believes that the health of the community resides in the health of the kids. Mm-hmm. And the other part that's important about the mom is it's not family-une, right? It's mom's-une. So what that means is it's not a family based on romantic partnership, and it's not a family that invites romantic partnership into the family space. Mm-hmm. Which is a little different. But the idea is romance can sometimes be a competing priority for like the kids' needs or even the mom's needs. And so it kind of takes the romance part and just places it outside of the home. So it's moms, specifically women, working together to communally raise their kids. Mommune. I feel like that was the longest definition.
No, I love it. I love it. I love it. And living in your Mommune is, like we just said, yourself, your two sons, your best friend, Anabelle, and her daughter.
Yes, her daughter, Sophia. Yeah. So I'm so like, I feel like I won the lottery because my boys, like having a sister is such an important, I come from a big family. I'm one of 6, and we're 2 girls. And so, when I had 2 boys, I was like, oh my God, they will not get the sister vibe. Like, sisters are such a vibe. And so it's really been great for them too, because the way that I think it's like early exposure of like how to play and interact with girls who are going to be like women, Mm-hmm. And Sophia went from being an only child to having siblings basically overnight. So, she's a very social girl. So like that, she was very happy about that.
Oh my gosh. Built-in brothers in the Mommune. I love it so much. My friend, I have so many questions for you, like how this got started, like how logistically this works. But before we dive into all those things, something that I like to do with my guests is called Our Turn for a Tantrum.
Okay.
And it is where you get 60 seconds thereabouts to just vent about anything your heart desires. And then I'll head into my tantrum for the day as well.
My tantrum is actually, I was thinking about this and I'm like, what I can always make a fit about is child support. I am so annoyed about, I don't know how it works in every state, but the way that it works in New York State is like they pay the state and then you get like a little debit card. Okay. My tantrum is there's no way to find out if there's money on it. You have to like call a line. You can't check. And you can, if you go on the website, the payee Okay. The non-custodial parent, there are 3 options for them if they can't make a payment. But the receiver of the child support can't even check their balance, request like SOS. I haven't had like, any child support payments. There's no recourse. So 3 options for people who are supposed to pay, but like can't, and no resources for the people who are the custodial parents of the children who need the money.
Yeah, that is wild. That is odd. And then what do you even do with it? I'm so blind to all this. So like, what do you even do with the card? Is it like a debit card? Like you can just like start using it at a grocery store? Oh, wow. Yeah. Okay. But then that like, you can't take off the funds in full from the card. Like if you needed to transfer them into a bank account or anything like that, you just have to physically use it as a debit card.
It's like, I guess my big rant is the government needs to make better ways to support moms in receiving child support payments in a way that's helpful.
Yeah.
What the heck? Like we could definitely do better. We can do better. I know that there's a huge issue with child support payments. Like,
yeah.
And I'm like, it's 2026. This is the best we can do.
Right. In the state of New York and specifically in New York City where you live, where it is like usually very ahead of the curve in comparison.
Yeah. Like, let's talk about it. I don't hear that many moms complaining about it. Like, I hear a lot of people complaining that the person doesn't pay. Yes. And I'm like, no, I'm complaining about the system. Like, it should be a better system. Okay, that's me on my soapbox.
No, I get it. I've never had to deal with it, but I can totally understand why that would be so annoying. Well, my tangent for the day is gonna be real champagne problems in comparison. Because my tangent for the day is those freaking viral dumplings. Do you know what I'm talking about?
The
like squishies.
Yes. Okay. Yes.
So why? Like, where do these come from? Why are all the kids obsessed with them? My kids want them. We got them. Like, I randomly was able to find them and got them. And then they popped within a couple of days because they're not very
ew.
Yeah. No. And it's honestly, Bernie, it's like kids walking around squeezing breast implants. Like, that's what they look like.
Yeah. I mean, no, there are just some things that, I do allow slime in my house. I was going to say, I don't allow that, but then I would be lying. They can do slime at the kitchen table. But what was the other one? The Labubu's. My kids went crazy over the Labubu's. But yeah, you're right. It's giving boobies.
Yeah, they are. They are. Total consistency of them and everything. Oh my gosh. Too funny. All right, my friend, let's talk about the genesis of the Mommune. So I know that even when you were younger, you were writing letters to your college roommate about this idea of the Barbie dream house with no men. And that was before you became a mom or before you previously were married. When did this transition from kind of just a fantasy when you were younger to a viable option as an adult?
I mean, the reality is I was trying to do this. Admittedly, I like men, but that doesn't mean that I like to live with them or ever had any interest living with men. And basically, so I stumbled in relationships, and I did have long-term relationships that, ended in a conversation about marriage. And I was like, I don't want to live with a man. I don't like the idea of being a forever caretaker. That's the way that I perceive marriage in general. The labor of marriage is me having to take care of a man. And I know people can debate that. And you could say, oh, it's reciprocal. Fine. I still don't want to take care of it. Even if someone's taking care of me, I just don't want to do any caretaking like that forever until death.
Until death.
I just didn't want to do that. I didn't see my mom have a good experience either. And so, yeah, I'm sure if Mommunes existed or I heard of this idea and it was not something outlandish, I would have probably gone that path earlier. It was more me being like, oh, this is our dream, hee hee ha ha. Then I'm living with a boyfriend after graduating. Right. For a while, actually. And he was actually like a man to live with. I can't complain that much. Like, he was very, a great partner. And I still didn't want to and I loved him. But I just didn't want to do that. So it was more about like always coming back to this, like, I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
And as I became a woman and realized I wanted to be a mother. So it was like, wait a second. I want to be a mom, but I know that like I always run away from traditional like co-living situations with a man. And so again, I was just looking until I just started asking people like, will you be my mommy? And they're like, what?
What are you talking about?
So yes.
Oh my gosh. And I mean, speaking of what are you talking about? I know that when you asked Anabelle, your co-mom in the Mommune, that she said no originally and she cried, which if it were me, I would probably at that point like crawl into a cave and not come out because I'd be so mortified that I built up the courage to ask and this person said no. But take us back to that like turning point. Like, how did you navigate that and what made her ultimately kind of come around?
I mean, we were already acting in nuclear family ways before I asked her. So like, I was a single mom of 2. She was a single mom of 1, but she had a boyfriend. And like, when girls know, okay, I could like smell blood in the water. I'm like, this guy is not the one. And I'm not judging. I love not the one guys. Like, there's a place and time, okay? But so after like a couple of months of us like cooking together, and then I also offered to like watch her daughter, and I wouldn't ask her for money. I'm like, I'll watch her, like leave her. Like, I made an effort of extending myself in ways that and not being transactional about it. Like, I wanted to set the example because I was also like, when you have a play date, you do less work.
Oh my gosh, I was just thinking that. I was like, anytime you're with other moms and their kids, like you're a lighter person, you're doing less work. It's like intuitively that person knows like, oh, let me just grab this for her real quick, or
Yes.
I'll watch them while you go to the bathroom.
And so it literally started with, we had our play date together. And then like shortly after she was like, oh, I'm working on Saturdays for extra money. And I'm like, girl, how are you doing that? Because then you're paying for childcare and then you're working. Like, you can't be making that much. And I don't even remember what we said, but I offered one day. I was like, don't pay so-and-so, like drop her off. It'll make my life easier because
your kids are entertained.
And, she was like, okay. And so it started this routine on Saturdays where she would bring her daughter, drop her off, 3 of the kids would play. And then on her way home from work, she would bring groceries. And then she would offer to cook dinner. So then I would kind of chill, hang out with her in the kitchen. She was cooking. I took care of the kids. So we were already doing that, right? Because I'm living alone. And so basically I asked her around that time, like we were already doing all those things. So when she said no, I was kind of like, oh, shucks. Like, I was mad at her. And like, I love her so much that I wouldn't be like, I'm mad because you're not ready. Like, it's a big move.
For
so
sure.
I was like, don't stress it. I just want to put it out there. I was like, we can get a gorgeous apartment if we work together. Just saying. And I guess like, Anabelle said, she always like kept it in the back of her mind. And I respect her so much for her being able to say, I wanted to, but I wasn't ready.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I know you have your life and your kid's life, and I would feel terrible if I like agreed to something that I wasn't ready for yet.
Yeah.
So like that conversation also was like, that's a real friend and
For
someone
sure.
who really knows herself. And so then she like, her relationship dissolved naturally, nothing to do with me, I swear. I did not break them up. Okay.
Yeah. No kidding.
Right? It sounds like I'm sitting on the sidelines like, "Mwahaha, she will be mine eventually." I swear I did not break them up. So they broke up and then the reality is she was in the same situation as me, which is okay, yay, I love being single, breath of fresh air, right? You got more space, one less person to worry about and feelings to worry about. But then you got that rent and you got the child care and you got the child support system, the child, the what is it called? Child support payment. Sorry, that's like not really reliable. And you have all these things, and then you have to work extra hours to pay for that. But then you have to pay for childcare to work the extra out. And so then she didn't even call me for that. She's got, she asked her family for help, and her family was helping her. And I'm kind of in the same position, kind of just scraping by, doing it by myself, preying on those child support payments. And I went to go and see her, and I was like, just come back to the city. Like, I miss you. I'm coming over every Saturday, blah, blah, blah. And she came back and then she never left.
No. I love it. Timing is everything. Timing is everything.
Yeah. So, and then, that's also like, she didn't call me because she needed help,
Yeah.
And so it happened in a way, like, it's like a relationship. You both have to be ready to like co, you're living together.
Big step. Yeah. I want to talk a little bit about the logistics and kind of like the how. So I think, and you've kind of talked about this, is that many women in traditional partnership, the man and woman, like carry kind of this invisible mental load. And I just want to know, like, does that change when you have two single mothers, like splitting the dynamic? And like, what does even like a typical getting everybody out the door in the morning kind of look like?
Yeah. And, in some ways it looks really similar, but it's two moms, or what I would imagine like our idealized version. Right. And I'm going to walk you through a routine. But what's important to keep in mind is we don't pre-plan this. There is no family meeting. There is no whiteboard with who does what. Actually, I do want to get a whiteboard of chores for the kids. Okay. But like me and Annabelle are not like, all right, I did the dishes. And so you have to la 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 la, or like scheduling housework or when we're going to clean the bathroom. I feel like women communicate more, like we talk more, but there's also a lot of non-talking that like a lot of things we can do without anybody having to say it.
Yeah.
And so
it's like Sunday evening, like let's sit down and look at the week together, which is something that we do in my household.
yeah, we don't do that. Like sometimes I'll be like, oh, heads up, I have this podcast, this interview. So like, stuff like that. But I guess we don't have those meetings because there's not one person managing the house. And we're kind of doing everything a little bit more combined. So let me walk you through. So in the morning, it feels very much like we're all getting our own nuclear families ready. But basically me and Annabelle wake up first. We have coffee and a chat. And I love that about them. I also love that, like, you're chatting with your bestie before work. And then she wakes up her daughter first. So she has like her own time to get ready and she goes to school a little earlier. So by the time Sophia is going to the bus with Annabelle, I'm waking up my boys because they have different start times at school. So it's kind of naturally built in. So I get the boys ready. and do their breakfast. Annabelle comes back from dropping off Sophia and she's getting herself ready. And then I bring my older son to the bus and my younger one gets to chill and watch TV while Annabelle stays with him so I can have one-on-one time with my oldest son as we walk to the bus together. And then when I come home, Annabelle goes to work, and then my little one is 4, so you know the age. I still have to like drop him off to pre-K. So, and then I drop him off, and then I go to work. We work in the same building. It's actually kind of funny. I'm the history teacher, and she's the chemistry teacher. Not made up. But we're in different departments, so we don't see each other at work. We commute home together. So we chat on our commute. And then since we don't need a babysitter as much, we like choose to use a sitter to get like an hour of alone time before the kids come home. So like we'll get home at 4. The babysitter will do pickup. Pickup with a passion. Pickup and drop off is like the bane of my existence. So we just outsource it because we got some savings, and we share one nanny for all 3. So she picks up all 3 of the kids.
Smart.
Brings all 3 to the park. And then we have an hour to prep dinner, if we need to do a quick clean, a laundry, anything we want to do. Or sometimes it's just like, you have a stressful day at work.
And you just need to like decompress for an hour.
So that way we can like receive the kids.
Yes.
That's important to us to like fully receive them, not like we just got home and the kids are getting home. And then we decide who's cooking based on the vibe, right? So if Annabelle and Sophia are like in their zone, snuggling on the couch, watching Frozen, and I'm not like having a moment, I'm going to start dinner. Right? If like, Annabelle's probably going to cook tonight because I'm doing the podcast. So it's really flexible. We both like cooking. We don't see it as a chore. The things that we do fight about is like who's cleaning the bathroom. It's not even that bad because it's 2 grown women using it, and we're still like, I
hate cleaning like the bathroom. Yeah, no, I would rather do laundry or something like that.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I'd rather like organize the kids' closet, like almost anything besides that.
Yeah.
So it's like really flexible, and then our nighttime routines are sometimes we'll play a game after dinner. We do have dinner tradition, so we like sit down together. We have dinner at the dining room table. The kids set the table. And we do this ritual of like they ask each other what their favorite part of the day is. And then usually Sophia will have her bath time. She goes to bed earlier. So like me and the boys will kind of hang out, and Annabelle and Sophia do their nighttime routine. And then I do my nighttime routine with the kids. And then we like knock on each other's doors like sorority sisters. Okay. You want to watch Euphoria?
That is amazing.
And then we like watch Euphoria together, and then we go to bed.
That's fun. I remember you saying to me when we met before this, you were like, we don't even think about like, we don't have to like write down like somebody pick up milk. Like you just know, like whoever's going out next is going to pick up the milk.
Yeah. Yes. There's no to-do list. There's no shopping list. When I was with my, my son's father, he wanted to help. And I was like, great, get this.
Yeah. It's the tell me what you want me to do and I'll do it.
And I don't even know if he told me to make the list. I like automatically went in to get this. And with Annabelle, I don't automatically go into that. I'm like, hey, what should we get?
Yeah.
I'm so much more of a like softy versus like when I was with a guy, I was like, we need this. We need to have Taco Tuesday. Like there's like ridiculous things that I get stressed about, probably because I had too much on my plate. And we are super like loosey goosey with everything. We're like, nothing's on fire. Everyone's safe. The house is a mess, whatever. Like,
Yeah. It
Um,
sounds like you're able to step into like a softer side and maybe even like a more feminine side.
yeah, it's because I don't have to do any of that kind of planning.
Yeah. Yeah. That's amazing. Um, I want to talk about your apartment because you've done some posts. You guys have recently upgraded your apartment and made some changes, and you've done some posts around like certain things that you've added to your place, done in your place that's like reflects sort of like your what you've got going on with the Mommune and this like very woman-centric driven like community household. Can you tell me a little bit about some of the things and the symbolism behind them?
Yeah, of course. Well, before we moved in here, my sons really liked the Barbie movie.
Mm-hmm.
And they had a lot of questions about it. They were like, and one of the questions, and I did a post about this, my older son was like, are all men Kens? And I said, no, baby, there are Allens. Allen.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I want to be an Allen. And then the little one was like, yeah, I want to be an Allen too. And it kind of became, in my way, a way to make my boys realize that A, not all men are the same, and B, sometimes men can do things that unintentionally or intentionally hurt women. Not like talking about the violence part, but just right, that emotional kind of taking over Barbie's house, right? Like, and so my older son is very neat and particular, and he was like, yeah, Mom, I don't ever want a Casa Mojo Dojo house. And I was like, baby, me neither. Okay, we're gonna have a Barbie dream house. And so after that conversation, like when we started moving, it's like, where are we going? We're going to our Barbie dream house. Like we said we wanted this. And so because it's a big transition moving in with another family. And so it's like, we're building our Barbie dream house. So that was kind of the narrative we gave the kids, framed it for the kids. And so in decorating, that inspired a lot of my color choices. And also like as a rebellious thing, because every man that I've dated has had a problem with like me using something that is like too feminine of decor. And so I unabashedly use as much pink as my little heart desires. Okay.
Yeah.
And as much rose gold as I want.
Yes. Barbie dream house.
Barbie dream house. And so it's not like to look like Barbie dream house, but it's like Barbie has everything that Barbie wants. It's her dream house. And so it's kind of like it's our dream house. But that's kind of where it comes from. So we got a lot of pink. I kind of bought a rug that has like magenta and different kinds of pink and orange. And I used the rug color palette to loop in the house. And of course, I thought no one in my video would notice. I chose wallpaper that looks like yoni, right? Yoni is like vagina.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Yoni symbols. I thought it'd be funny to put it up and mention it in the post. And it was like a silent rebellion,
Yeah.
And even the boys that asked, they're like, it's a girl wall. Why can't we have a boy wall? I was like, baby, you're gonna learn that there are lots of boy walls.
Oh yes.
There are lots of boy walls. I was like, what's important is having a space for everybody to have a special wall. And so mommy's building a girl wall because I can't find a girl wall out there. So mommy's gonna have one in here.
Yes. I love that. Oh my gosh. I love that your boys want to be Alan and not have a Casa Mojo Dojo. It's amazing.
So traumatized by Ken trashing Barbie's apartment.
Yeah.
I mean, I was too.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. That is amazing. So we've talked about, like, obviously you live in New York City and splitting that rent has got to be a major perk of the Mommune. But I have to imagine there's like emotional benefits to all this too. And so how has your relationship with your children changed now that you aren't doing some of that like exhaustive tasks of managing the house and thinking about everything and
Yeah. I mean, to be totally honest with you, Julie, it's like I'm a much gentler parent. I
mm-hmm.
don't lose my patience as much as I did, like, especially in the morning. And I just want to say this too, because I know they're out there, the moms that are just like nightmares in the morning. I'm not a morning person. And so, me getting kids ready in the morning, like, I would never want to see myself.
Yeah, same here.
But when I was overwhelmed as like, I mean, honestly, I was more overwhelmed in partnership than I was as a single mom. Um, Maybe it's the madness of knowing that you know everything that you have to do. And I felt like I would like look at my partner and he had no clue about what needed to be done. And maybe it was that weight that made me feel so much more stressed because I feel so much better as a single mom being like, I know what I need to do. And I'm not looking at someone who could help and doesn't.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm just looking at my kids and I'm not going to be mad at them. But I used to be like just a mad dash for the lunchbox and we're
Oh yeah.
running and I'm like, hurry up, and I'm like, oh my God, like I was,
And then you feel intense mom guilt after all that because you're like, I am supposed to set the tone for their day. And what if I've like ruined their day? And this is the memory that they're going to have of me while they're at school.
exactly. And so, but like, I was genuinely also super stressed out. Like,
Yeah.
and so any moment of like my kids not doing exactly what I wanted led to me having a full stop, like, get it together.
Yeah. When you're wound so tightly like that, like it's bound to just like
Yeah.
point.
And it was really mornings, otherwise I'm pretty chill, but that was the big change is like our mornings are very calm now. Like I even get to like walk with my son to go to the bus and we have little chats and um because I don't I don't have to spend time with Annabelle if I don't want to. We don't have to spend time with each other. And so
Mm-hmm.
the other benefit, and I don't feel any obligation. I don't feel like she will love me less if I don't pay attention to her for a day. And
Mm-hmm.
so the other benefit is I'm always kind of available for my kids to play and hang out with me if they want to.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, I don't know if that makes sense. That was
It
like
does.
something I
It does.
didn't realize, but like I don't have to hang out with her. I don't
Yeah.
have to do anything. And so if I'm like, I'm just gonna be with the boys, like we're vibing, they get my 100% devoted attention in a way that they kind of have to share sometimes when I was living with their dad, right? Because I'd come home and the boys would want to see me, but also my partner would want to see me.
Yeah. Well, I think any good like girl best friend, you can have those moments where you text each other and like you're like, maybe we were supposed to get together today, but like, I don't really want to. I'm tired or whatever. And like your best friend will not love you any less because they know that about you. But like your partner, your romantic partner, I think there's a lot of guilt that comes with like, oh, we have a moment alone. Like we need to be spending it together. We have these kids that we're raising. Like we have to keep our bond so tight and everything like that. So I get it. It makes perfect sense. And I would not have thought about that as like a benefit at all until you mentioned it.
I mean, and I still like going out. I just mean like if like I don't have to even have that conversation with Annabelle because like you said, like that's when you make plans to go out with your girls and you cancel. I'm talking about someone I live with. You know what I mean? I don't even have to say, by the way, we're not going to hang out. I'm just not going to be in the living room. I'm going to be in the playroom or I'm
Yeah,
going to be downtown, like taking the kids out or whatever. And so like you don't have to have you don't ever have to choose between a romantic partner and your kids. Like you can geek out as much as you want. Or if you're like, I do want to go out, you have a mom who can watch
Yeah.
kids if
It's
that's
built
what
in
you want
support
to
system.
do. So it's always your choice if you want to engage in like romantic. Yeah. And
Yeah.
if you do, it's going to be outside the house. So the kids are not going to feel like mom's not here because, you
Right.
know. So
Right.
that was something that's like, I didn't realize that. And now that it's been like 2 years that we've been living together, I'm like, yeah, there's like, I was painting in there by myself and my son comes in and he's like, I just want to hang with you. And I was
Oh,
like, because he's like going to be 10, you know? He
yeah.
just
Yeah.
hang out with
With
me.
mom? You still like mom? Yeah, that's awesome.
Like, yeah. So that's something new that's like happening that we're like bonding a little bit more, me and my older one, especially.
That's so sweet. You've noted that kids don't belong to silos, they belong to a family. So how do the children's fathers and grandparents fit into like this whole ecosystem of the Mommune?
Yeah, I'm happy to talk about this because the assumption is that there are no men in my kids' lives, and that is not true in our kids' lives. They all have active men in their lives in different degrees, so they all see their fathers regularly. Um, and that's also why people are like, "Oh, you must be so crowded." It's like it's actually a lot of moving pieces with the who's at their dad's when and who's visiting grandma. Like it's pretty airy of a schedule. But the grandparents, like they sometimes we go to family events together.
I love that.
Um, especially if we know it's going to be good. Like there are some things that like Annabelle's family will have like banger parties, and I'm like, heck yeah,
Sign me up.
sign me up. So we've done that before. And then like my mom for Christmas, she comes over and she brings gifts for all of the kids. My grandmother loves the Mommune and she mails collective gifts. So she bought us there. They love the Adams family. She got the giant Legos Adams family
Oh, so
and
sweet.
the kids because she's like, so they could build it together.
Oh,
Kids gift for all of them.
Grandma, you're the best.
Yeah, so it's really yeah, but so they're involved. My brother came over to play with the boys. Um so they have active members. The only difference is like we're not bringing romantic partners at home.
Yeah,
Not doing it. And I find it something that's respectful to the kids.
100%.
It's nothing to do with them. And I think, yeah. So again, that kid center part, it's not like you don't have a life. It's all for kids. It's just like you pause and say, is this what society says we can do? Or is this what's like best for the kids right now? Right.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
But yes. So yeah, they're really cool about no one.
They love the Mommune. I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Um, your oldest son, so we were just talking about him and your like unique bonding and the relationship that you two have. But he needed some time to understand all of this.
Yeah.
And so how did you explain, or how do you explain, especially as the Mommune has gotten like more attention and all this coverage, like how do you explain sort of this unconventional family structure to him?
Yeah. I mean, to Marcos was very happy with me as a single mother. He did not, uh, he was not upset with that transition. He was upset that I didn't stay a single mother because in his mind, like if you're going to move in with somebody, it should be dad, who I have a very good co-parenting relationship with. But we never wanted to live together, his father and I. Um,
Mm.
and then the other thing is, and then if you're not doing that, like, why would I want to share my toys? why would I want you to have your best friend here? Because you guys are talking, so like I said, I'm always available, but sometimes he's like, you guys are always talking. I'm like, of course we're always talking. And so it was explaining to him, that I don't want to live with his father. And that does not mean that I don't love his father. And it's okay for mommy to choose who she wants to live with. And living together and loving are not the same thing, was the first thing. And I was like, and you can ask your father. I'm sure he also loves me very much. He's not trying to move in here. We have not been living together for 9 years.
Mm-hmm. It's not going to change now.
Yeah. And then the other part was when he saw our lifestyle upgrade from the life I was able to provide as a single mother, to the life I was able to provide as part of a Mommune partnership. When those difficult conversations arise, I was like, I cannot do this by myself. Mommy could never. I could not do this by myself. And so that was, part of it. I was like, this is beneficial to everybody. I was like, you have a really nice room and all of these toys, and you have friends to play with whenever you want. And when you want alone time with mommy, right? Anabelle can stay and watch my younger one. So me and my son can go on special dates. Those are all things. We have a playroom in the building, right? We live across the street from a beautiful park on the water. I was like, all of those things is because we're collaborating and we're working together. I was like, because you know what? You're two people, mommy's one person. How am I supposed to raise two people by myself? And so he's receptive to it, but also in his head, he's like, you're supposed to choose daddy, not your best friend. And now he's just grown so much. But yeah, again, I forget it's weird.
Yeah, because you're like, this is just normal.
Because I've dreamt for it so long that I'm like, yeah, of course we do everything because I've dreamt it.
Yeah, this was always the plan.
Yeah, so it also helped me remember that this is really different, and the Barbie dream house analogy will only go so far. We got to talk about real what it means to not have opportunities sometimes because of being alone, right?
Sure. I love that now they have this sweet little sibling bond, the three of them. I love it so much.
I mean, they still bicker like siblings. I'm not gonna. Marcos always says that. He's like, you talk about the Mommune like it's perfect. I was like, it's like any other family. But
oh my gosh, the sibling arguments is real. You're not going to get away from that ever.
Yeah. So we've been 2 years of them doing this. So they really get into the sibling arguments now. Not going to lie about that. Okay. Once they feel like siblings, they are
like siblings. Oh yeah. Yeah. We're 20 minutes on, 20 minutes off over here. It's 20 minutes of best friends and 20 minutes of pulling hair.
Right. And poor Anabelle is like, what is happening? And I'm like, it's kind of normal.
Because she only has one. That's right. Coming into this. She
only has one. Yeah. And so and then it was kind of for us to be like, wait, they're not siblings. They are, but they're for us to find boundaries because there's some stuff. Also, I have 2 boys.
Yeah.
There's some stuff that my boys do to each other. And I'm like,
yeah. Yeah.
And they had to learn, you cannot do that to a sister.
That's right.
We never had. So there were a lot of interesting, learning experiences for us around play dynamics and what is normal sibling argument? When is it we need to have a consequence? And those are the kind of things that, we don't worry about task we have lots of conversations about the kids.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of talking about the kids. Yeah.
That makes perfect sense. I think that this has caught on like fire, this whole idea of the Mommune, because I mean, so many women want this, whether, like we talked about this, whether they're single moms and they're looking for a support system, whether they're married moms, but they just know those benefits of like being around other moms and kids. And like, I've even laughed about it. I laughed about it after COVID with one of my best friends of like, let's just get a property and like we can make it big enough where we can just all be and all this kind of stuff like that. So I know you are working on building an app around this so that other women can transition from admiring this life to finding their own Anabelle in their community. So can you tell me a little bit more about this?
Yeah. I mean, right now, what I have that women can use is on my website, I have a Facebook group. So you can sign up to be part of a Facebook group that is like populating every day more and more with women who want to Mommune all over the place. And so that's what I'm doing now because it's not easy to do. It's like it's a long-term project. And I know that there are some women that are like curious and some women that are like, I want to move. Like my lease is up or like I need like I'm ready. And so I want to direct people to the Facebook group first. And then there's also for people that are like curious, I also have like some guides on how to get started. But so the app is coming, right? But I don't want anyone stalling their kind of search while I like get this together. So there's still ways to find community. And there are also a lot of Mommunes out there that already exist. Like I've met a lot of people that are doing this already. And so my advice would be to definitely build your online community because there's a lot talking about this online. But also just like start talking about the concept to people because it's only weird until it's not weird.
Yeah.
And so like you might not find somebody online that like lives in your neighborhood, but you might not know about like, you know, the lady at the playground that your kid gets along with really well. She might just not know it's a thing at all. And so I think it's also about like women having conversations about like, hey, have you heard of this thing? Like, what do you think? Would you ever do that? And I think just like putting it on people's radar, that's really what makes it, you know, more opportunities for people to connect. Because like I said, it's weird until it's not weird because there's so much like logic.
It's brilliant. I mean, it's smart.
If you're interested, you know, if that's what you want to do, if you're like, and it's not a forever thing. People ask me this. I'm like, it's not a marriage. It's not a legal bind thing.
For sure.
You might want a Mommune for a couple years, right? You might want a Mommune during toddler years. You might want a Mommune during elementary school age years when they really want that like friendship thing. And then who knows? But yeah, I'm really excited to help women connect, truly. I might even do a little matchmaking, honestly.
Yes, that's so cool. And I think women would be open to it because, I mean, it's hard to even make other mom friends and other like female friends. And until your point, like you just have to put yourself out there. Like whether it's related to a Mommune or just like you want to meet people and become friends, like you just have to do it.
Yeah. And that's the thing. It's like community is the key. So I would like to, you know, the Mommune is not transactional. It's not tit for tat. And so sometimes we think, you know, anybody ever do you a favor and you're like, oh, how can I repay you? What can you do? Right? The Mommune isn't like that. It like believes very much in this, like it's going to come around and like naturally we're going to support people. And so I guess a challenge I would ask people just like offer to do something little small for another mom that with no expectation in return.
Yeah. That's great.
Sometimes that's all you need to like open the door. And sometimes that's like a lifeline for someone who's super overwhelmed. It could be the littlest thing. And I think if we start as moms, start to see each other and just,
support one another. And
and I'm not saying that we don't, right? I'm not trying to say we don't already, but sometimes we kind of think of it's our kid, it's our problem. We don't want to see each other struggling, right? They're having a temper tantrum. Don't look at me. I'm like, it's a kid. Every kid has a temper tantrum. Like,
yeah.
It's acting like a child. It's okay. Like,
they're doing what they're supposed to do.
They're doing what they're supposed to do.
Yeah.
And so, yes, I would love like to encourage listeners to just put yourself out there, do something nice just because, and ask like, have you heard of this insane, maybe not insane idea? See where that goes.
Insane, but actually super smart.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it so much. My friend, you have been more than gracious with your time here, and we're going to wrap up in our last 4 minutes with something called cheat codes. You may just have, like, honestly, this whole episode might be a cheat code. You may have just like delivered the ultimate cheat code. But cheat codes are anything that you have implemented in your daily life that has just made things run more smoothly for you and your children.
Yeah, my cheat code that has nothing to do with the Mommune is I have my boys pick out their outfits the night before and lay them out on the couch. And so in the morning, when they wake up all groggy and they walk to their spot, which I can never get them out of, but the clothes are already there.
Yes.
And it has to include socks and underwear. Like they need to get all their stuff and put it in their spot. And then I don't have to yell at them at night because I'm not as like stressed at night. I'm like, you forgot your socks.
Mm-hmm.
And that has been a game changer. My mother used to make my brothers go to bed dressed.
I've heard of people doing that. Yeah.
I can't do that. But I was like, I'm going to make them pick their clothes out the night before. And now, like, my oldest does it without asking.
Love it. Love it. This is a good cheat code.
So that's a decent cheat code, right?
It is. It is. And especially, I'm not a morning person either. So, and I have the morning routine, unfortunately. And anything in those mornings to just make them run more smoothly is a cheat code, in my opinion. Awesome. All right, my friend Bernie, hit me with that website one more time where people can find out more.
Yeah, the website is mommuneinthecity.com. So it's MOMMUNE inthecity.com.
Awesome. Well, thank you for chatting with me.
Thanks so much.